Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kai, and welcome back to Warframe. Today we will be taking a look at Protea. Now, Protea is one of those frames that makes me go, why are more people not using her? Because Protea is one of the absolute strongest frames in the entire game. Actually, you know what? Protea sucks. Protea is really, really, really bad. DE, please don't nerf. Okay? Nobody use Protea. Absolutely, don't touch her. Watch this video and, use this build, but don't use her. Regardless, I can't get over how quickly this frame has gone from being. So I got this frame 2 days ago. As you can see, I already got the deluxe skin for her because I fell in love with this playstyle. And let me show it to you because seriously, it's wild. So let's go hop into the sim. All right, so the first thing you guys might be saying is this is not one of the 4 frames that I said I would make a video on next, and that is mostly due to the fact that I just got Protea 2 days ago and was like, wow, I need to make a video on this frame immediately. And also that most of you guys want to see my take on Baruch. I have a really good Baruch red crit build that I really want to share with you guys. But Baruch is the next prime that's going to be coming out in 3 days. So think about it. It would make sense for me to put out a video on the newest prime warframe when they've come out, instead of making 2 or just making 1. I got to capitalize on that. So Baruch coming very soon, within this week. But regardless, let's go take a peek at Protea's skills so we can learn why this warframe is so busted. Protea's first ability is Grenade Fan. Grenade Fan actually is 2 abilities in one. You can either tap or hold to get one of the 2 functionalities. The tap version of Grenade Fan sends out 4 little drones that shoot out slashing waves at enemies. Now, these actually proc the slash status effect, which means that when modded for high power strength, I'm on a currently unmodded Protea, you can get, high strength allows these to really chunk. See, that was an unmodded ability right there, and I, on a level 115. That's because slash damage ignores enemy armor. The second functionality of Protea's Grenade Fan is Shield Satellite. Now, you throw out the same 4 orbs, but when you throw them out, they float around, and you can move up next one and pick one up. What this does is fills your overshields. It scales of strength how much overshields you get initially when you pick one up, and how quickly they recharge your overshields. But the really cool part of this ability is that if I unpause the AI here, and they shoot at me, you'll see that it's actually recharging my overshields, which is really, really, really nice. Now, the absolutely phenomenal part about this ability is that it gives you a 3-second shield gate, which is a really long shield gate. This is where this originally, originated from. So, if I throw these down, pick one up, and let them break my overshield, boom, invulnerability for 3 seconds. I can then go pick another one up and get that again. What this means is that Protea, if they even want to shoot at me, I don't know what they're doing. This means that Protea is really, really great to just throw this ability at the floor, sit in one spot, and never die. I am invulnerable right now if I keep casting this ability. This ability does have a couple unique things to it. If you throw your shield satellites out, these can be picked up by allies and your companions, which means that you only throw 4 out. So it is not entirely reasonable to just chuck one of these out and then sit in all 4 of them, because your companion, as you can see right here, is going to pick one of these up. This is good for companions and good for teammates, but it means that, if you want to just sit in a corner and never die with this ability, you can't be in a team. Her second ability, Blaze Artillery, is really, really, really cool, and kind of the bread and butter of Protea's kit and why she's so very strong, as if this wasn't good enough already. You're going to do a cool little animation, and it summons up into the air. Now, as you can see, it scales very well off duration, because the longer duration you have, the longer that turret is in the air, and it procs heat. Now, there was also that big number you saw. The Blaze Artillery turret, its damage scales off of how many enemies you hit with it, and it has punch through. So that means that when you have a lot of enemies in a row like this, it's really good because you can stack up that counter very quickly. And as you can see there, It procs the heat status effect, which removes armor and also, kind of confuses enemies and is really, really, really good. I'm sure you can already assume the type of crazy things you'll be able to do with this if you stack it with tons and tons of enemies and actually have some mods on it. Because remember, this is an unmodded Protea right here. That was an unmodded ability doing that to a level 115 heavy goon. Dispensary is Protea's helmet ability. This ability is absolutely phenomenal because what it does is make you a self-sustaining warframe, which is really, really great. This ability, when you cast it, puts down a little spawner that gives you mega health orbs and energy orbs and universal ammo, which means that yes, this can refill arc guns, which makes Protea the best user of arc guns in missions, but that's besides the point. Now, putting this down here, quick cast, and you get this, and this just spawns things. The first rotation of its spawns will be health, ammo, and then energy, and then I am pretty sure it is random after that. As you can see there, it is random. Dispensary allows you to just create some like infinite energy and health solutions with something like Equilibrium and the Synth Charge mod set on your companion, because sometimes you can't pick up health orbs, and with Equilibrium we need to be able to pick those up for energy. But if we come over to our companion, which is a Vulpaphyla with the Synth Fiber mod, this allows me to pick up those health orbs, and now I get energy from them. This kind of creates a self-sustaining thing, as in I'm at 175 energy right now, and when I pick up health or energy, I get both, which is really good. And then for Protea's fourth ability, it is actually not Roar, unsurprisingly. This is Protea's Subsumed slot. Protea's fourth ability, Temporal Anchor, is kind of a meme, and not really that good, which is why everyone subsumes over this, because the rest of her kit is so good that it makes up for the lackluster fourth ability, which helps because with the helmet system, we put a better ability over it, and then Protea just becomes absolutely phenomenal. So, Roar is here. Roar is great because it allows us to buff our ability damage and double stack on things like the heat from our blaze turrets, our buff our weapon damage. This is just a generally good ability for Protea. I'll also look at her passive right now. Her passive is really, really cool. Every fourth power cast, you're granted 100% ability strength. What does that mean? Well, if you take a peek at our meter above my ammo count for my Felarks in the bottom right, you'll see that I have 1 bar filled up. If I just go and I chuck one of these, and one of these, and one of these, you'll see it says 100% ability strength. This means that on the next ability cast, I get 100% more ability strength than I would have normally. Right now, my Protea is modded for 199 ability strength, which on Roar would mean that you get a damage increase of 59.7. If I cast Roar now, if you look in the top right, you'll see it's at 90%, which is a hell of a lot higher because we get that extra 100% power strength from her fourth ability. This is actually such a great passive. Like, I'm not even joking. It makes her the best Gloom frame because you only need to build for 172 strength. It just, like, while it's mainly used to buff Roar on this build, if I use it on my shield satellites, they refill my shield quicker. On the damaging portion of them, I don't know what's called, it makes them damage more. On blaze turrets, makes them do more damage. On the dispensary, it grants the extra pickup chance to spawn 2 items at once. This passive is phenomenal. Alright? Phenomenal. We have taken a look at Protea's abilities. Now let's take a look at the build. Why don't we? So here it is. Protea is a frame that, as you can see, loves duration. All that this does is makes all of these abilities last longer, especially Blaze Artillery, which is phenomenal because it pumps the damage up of this by a lot. The longer it can shoot, the more chances it has to build more combo on its meter, which means higher damage. Now, the rest of the stats on this build are pretty self-explanatory. I build for pretty much 200% strength, paired with growing powers 224, because it allows us to get a higher damage buff on Roar. It gives us extra pickup chance on Dispensary, and these do more damage, which means they stack up quicker, and it recharges our shields a lot faster with Grenade Fan, Shield Satellites, and the Shrapnel Vortex do more damage. Building strength on Protea is great, and it means that whatever ability we cast as her fourth with her passive gets pretty much 300% strength, which is phenomenal. Range at 85. So Protea's only ability that really cares about range is Blaze Artillery. And as you can see here, 30 meters of base range. This ability has so much range. I mean, if I throw every range mod in the game on Protea right now, I get 84 meters of range. 84? I mean, that's like open world type things right there. Absolutely ridiculous. So we don't need to build for range, but we also don't want to go negative here. How do we solve this? We use Cunning Drift. This gives us another 15, and this paired with Narrow-Minded, which reduces range, only at rank 9 by 60, and Stretch, and where is it? Cunning Drift gives us exactly 100 range. We don't want positive more than 100, but we also don't want negative. So this is not necessary, but if you want to form a Protea again, I have 2 in her, 100% do that. Efficiency of 45. How do we solve this? Because these abilities cost a lot to cast. This is solved by the fact that Dispensary gives us free energy and health. We get the same amount of health as we do when we pick up an energy orb, and vice versa. With Equilibrium, mine isn't even maxed out, but you don't need to max yours out. At least just get it to the 100% on both. How do we pick up the health orbs? Like I said before, with the synth set, it allows you to always pick up health orbs. This means that Dispensary, no matter what of the two it's giving you besides ammo, you're always getting energy. Pair this with Arcane Energize. Mine is only at 50 energy. I've never had energy problems on Protea. At max out, you're getting triple, like you'd be having triple the gains that I'm having, and I am not having issues. So, pairing this with Prime Flow, which mine isn't even maxed out either, you will never run out of energy. Like this frame at 45 efficiency is a better spam frame than maybe everything else in the game. Now, the 2 mods on this build that I haven't gone over yet are Rolling Guard and Archon Vitality. Rolling Guard is pretty explanatory. You cleanse yourself of status. Can't speak. You cleanse yourself of status effects. This is great because, yeah, you know what? You're pretty much invulnerable to damage with your shield satellites, but sometimes that toxin or heat status will slip through, and you don't want to die to it, so you just use Rolling Guard to cleanse yourself real quick. And the invulnerability is nice for if your shield gate runs out and you don't notice and you start taking damage, just roll, recast, and you're fine. Now, Archon Vitality. Mine isn't even ranked up. Why? Because this doesn't matter. You won't ever take health damage with shield satellites. What this does do, that's very, very, very important for Protea, is give all abilities that deal heat damage, that status effect is applied twice. This does more than just double the damage for Protea. Now, some other builds that I have seen from other YouTubers, because I am not the first person to do this, I always like to say this in my videos because it is difficult to make Warframe content without having someone else have already made it. This is just how I do it. So know that. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to steal from anybody else. This is just my personal take on things, and you know what? They happen to coincide sometimes. But regardless, I've seen from some other YouTubers that pairing this with a primer like the Epitaph, modded for heat and viral on the radial attack, as you can see, these are heat first and then viral, absolutely buffs the ever-living shit out of your Blaze Artillery. Trust me, running Archon Vitality on Protea is sort of a must-have mod now. She was already doing ridiculous things before she had this. She is doing them way better now. For focus schools with Protea, you don't need Zeneric because you're not worrying about energy at all. You don't really like Unairu and Naramon, So I just use Matarai. Matarai's great because power transfer. You get extra casting speed. You also get damage buffs with Void Strike and stuff like this. And Sling Strength is useful in some niche cases. But besides that, use whatever school you really want to. It's not that big a deal. Archon Shard recommendations. When I am putting this video out, the current yesterday and the week beforehand, there was an Amber Archon Shard available at Chipper. And now it is currently the Archon Hunt for an Amber. Casting speed shards are very, very nice on Protea. They're quality of life more than anything. But again, I recommend them. I'm going to slot another one in here, and then the other 3 slots that I recommend you use here are duration. Duration just makes all of her abilities better. And having, you know, like if we were to just have 3 non-Tau, having 30 more at 275 would be great. With Tau, having 45 more would push us above, or would push us to 290, which is really, really, really close to that 300 threshold. And you can even, you know, you can figure out how to get that there. But those are my Archon Shard recommendations for Protea. Now, the thing about this build is that it's not great to showcase in the Simulacrum because the enemies are, you know, sort of lined up the way that they are. So I'm going to go jump into the Steel Path, and I can just show you why she's so strong there. Alright, so here we are at Steel Path in the Void, my favorite testing spot. So before the mission starts, I always like to cast Dispensary, because as you'll see here, this allows us to fill up our energy really quickly. That was a single health orb. I'm at 223 energy. I mean, oh, another 200 energy, because you have that extra pickup chance. Absolutely crazy. But now let's just get these enemies in here. So I'm going to cast myself the shield satellites for that shield gate, and then I'm just going to throw one of these so that now when I cast my roar, I get that 100% ability strength, and now I can just kind of throw down my blaze turret, and it'll just kill everything. And if I actually prime them with an epitaph, things kind of just die. Okay, so Corrupted Boar decided to show up. Wait, did he die already? Wait, did I kill him? I'm being 100% for real with you guys right now. I think I insta-killed him with... Oh, no, there he is. Okay, I was gonna say. That'd be kind of crazy. I gotta go hop back to my dispensary for some energy. I mean, he's going to die very, very easily to these things. Yeah. Thanks for the Argon, bro. Okay, so Mania decided to spawn. I mean... Oh. He's doing funny things to me. Whatever. Just going to reset my shield gate. And my turret, like, it killed him for me. Killed him for me. I put a single Felark shot into it that didn't even, like, proc the Incarnate. Ugh. How absolutely busted is this? I can just play tower defense right here. Legitimately, if you wanted to set up a robot to do this, and then just occasionally look at the floor and do that, it would work. And because I got the deluxe skin, these things look dope as hell. But I think that's gonna do it for this Protea video, everybody. I mean, like, as a newer Tenno, if you're watching this, I 100% recommend doing the farm for Protea. It's in the Granum Void, and it's not super easy unless you have, like, a frame like Mesa. But if you have the Zorus, which you should, because it's the best new player weapon, it's like Protea is just so good. And I just demonstrated it to you right there. I mean, like, pick up this frame. But, you know, as you guys probably saw, I put a little bit more effort into this video because I've been enjoying making content for you guys and watching other content creators and liking the way that they do their stuff. I decided to try my own spin on it and do it how I felt would be best for my channel. I really appreciate the tremendous amount of support that I've been getting. It blows my mind every day when I wake up and I look at a YouTube video and boom, another 200 views overnight. Because, like, seriously, that's crazy to me. I hope it keeps up because, like, it makes me really happy. And I'm happy to know that you guys are enjoying it too. I try to respond to every comment, or like them at least. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. The next one to come will probably be either Baruch or one of the 4 frames that I put in that poll. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, everybody. Peace.